Welcome back to Faces of Parkinson's. I'm Robert Cochran, and I'm joined today by Mike and Linda Reece. And I believe I have a furry friend somewhere in the background. Who's your pooch?
This is Augie.
That's Augie.
Okay, well, hello to Augie too, in case we happen to hear Augie at some point. So, tell me first of all, Mike, you've been diagnosed for how long?
Almost 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And were either you or Linda aware of Parkinson's very much before your diagnosis?
No, we wasn't. We had no idea.
Okay. Linda, what was the news like for you when you heard about Mike's diagnosis?
Well, the news came before the diagnosis. We were in Trinidad on a mission, and we had noticed some issues before we left, but in Trinidad they exacerbated wildly, and it got serious. We were several thousand miles from home, and the symptoms just exacerbated terribly. So it got to the point where Mike couldn't write his name, he couldn't answer a phone.
Couldn't tie my shoes. I couldn't put on my tie.
And all of this was just brand new to you. You didn't know anything about it. You didn't have any sort of setup at that point.
Well, I was getting a little slow, but I thought it was just because I was getting old.
Sure. And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Mike?
I'm 74.
Okay, same age as my father, right. So there are questions of age that come about, and you wonder what is age and what is something else.
Well, and that we had noticed a few things, but we had to go through extensive medical physicals before we left the country, and the physicals came back clean. The only thing that we didn't recognize at that time is if you don't tell the doctor about the symptoms, they can't guess them. And with Parkinson's, everything does look okay.
That's a very good point. A lot of people look at doctors as sort of, magic men or magic women, right, but they can only deal with what you know about. And if you yourself aren't quite sure, or you are, saying this is probably about aging, then again, there may not be the information. Sometimes it isn't until we reach a certain point. That's why they normally say with Parkinson's, you've had it for 3 to 5 years before they diagnose it, correct?
We would guess 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So noticing slowdowns. We started noticing a little bit of trouble buttoning. We noticed cognitively, we noticed just slowing down.
So you get the diagnosis. What is the first couple years like before? You say you've had for 4 years in terms of diagnosis. Was there an initial period of, I know one thing my father went through was kind of a why me sort of thing. Was there that fear? What was the feeling when you got the diagnosis?
Basically, I was just, like you said, it was why me, and I'm a old coach. I coach high school sports, and so I'm a fighter. I said, well, there's no cure, but I'll do the best I can till the end. So it's kind of scary.
I understand that, and I appreciate the athletic background. I'm a coach as well, and an athlete, and so is my dad. And I think that spirit means a lot. And it probably means a lot toward how well you're doing and hopefully are going to continue to do. Can you talk about some of the things that have been effective for you as you've learned more and have worked to manage?
Yes. I think was the most important thing was when I went to a Davis Finney seminar here in Vegas, I met Darby, and she was doing the boxing clinic for Parkinson's, and I always wanted to be a boxing adventurous, and so I signed up with her, and it was immediate change. I'd been going to Tai Chi a couple of years before that, and it was good, but it wasn't the physical activity that I really was looking for, being an active coach and stuff all those years. And she's just done wonders for me. I started out where I couldn't do the ladder on the ground, and my motion was so slow that I thought I'm not in slow motion, am I? And she said, oh yeah. And it was come a long way since it was demonstration in your seminar last week.
You know,
Yeah.
I think sometimes we don't know what we're capable of until we have the right coach to push us. And Darby Schlosser is an excellent coach. And that's really kind of an interesting thing that maybe you heard Nan talk about too, Nan Little, that the opportunity sometimes that Parkinson's present is to push ourselves beyond a comfort zone that we may have settled into. Have you experienced that for either of you?
Yes. For the first couple of years, I just didn't want to do anything hardly. And I was just satisfied with sitting on the couch, watching TV and taking a nap. And I just wasn't motivated to do anything. And this last couple of years, I've been able to get back to doing my yard work, yeah, going to athletic events, going out and doing things and just enjoying life and doing the best I can. I walk every day. I had open heart surgery a couple of years ago. Had two of them in a month, and that got me going back to eating right and being healthy and walking a lot and doing boxing, and it's just made a whole total difference in my life.
That's fantastic. Hey, Linda, last question here for you. As the care partner for Mike, what's the most surprising thing about Parkinson's? And then the second part of it is, do you hold out hope for a cure at this point?
The most surprising thing is the benefits. That's been the most surprising thing. And that sounds silly and Pollyanna-like, but it's not. There are some things that Mike is just extremely good at that haven't always been the case, and it's been the work that he's done in the Parkinson's area that's really it frankly has improved our lives instead of not. Michael argued that because he hates having Parkinson's, and I don't blame him, and I hate that he has it. But there are some benefits that have come up as a result, and I think we're closer than ever, for one thing, and that's just that's just a terrific thing.
Yeah. And how long have you been married?
52 years.
Oh, congratulations on that. You two have some similar. I'm going to have to get you two together with my parents. They've been married for 52 years as well. And that sounds very interesting. And so that second part of that question, really open to either one of you. Do you hold out hope for a cure at this point, or is it something you just choose not to focus on? What's your perspective?
We don't even think about a cure because a cure is fine. That's in the future. Yippee skippy. But today is what counts. So living really well today is what we focus on. We really don't even, I don't even think about a cure. That's great. If a cure comes along, swell. But if it doesn't, we're still going to live every day really well.
Excellent. Mike, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I just think that you live each day the best you can, and if I have a great neurologist, and he monitors how I'm doing, and he gives me hope. And if a cure comes along, that'll be nice. But like Linda says, we just live every day the best we can and do the best we can and carry on.
Well, it sounds like you're both doing great, and I want to thank you so much for coming out to the Parkinson's Fair last week here in Vegas and joining me here on Faces of Parkinson's. I think we'll do this again. It's very nice to get to talk to you a little more.
You bet.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For Faces of Parkinson's, I'm Robert Cochran. We'll see you next time.